Hello, my name is Chris Geraputo, and in lieu of our annual Global Finance Digital Bank Awards ceremony, we're going to shine a virtual spotlight on digital banking and announce the Round 1 main category and regional subcategory winners here today. This is the 21st annual edition of the Global Finance Digital Bank Awards, and it feels fitting that we have come of age with a virtual showcase to mark this year's Round 1 winners. Now more than ever, it is essential that we recognize the achievements of banks who are forging ahead with innovative digital banking solutions. The COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the shift to digital banking, and we received a record number of entries this year. Before we get to the awards, I'm going to share a conversation I had recently with Shankar Ramamurthy, General Manager of Strategy and Marketing Development Industry Platforms at IBM. Shankar is a well-known digital thought leader, and his global experience covering strategy, information technology, big data, and analytics means he can provide invaluable insights into the biggest trends in digital banking. I'd like to start by asking, what technologies can help banks keep up with digital acceleration?
Technology and business go hand in hand in a banking context when you think about digitization. And I would say there are a couple of broad sets of technologies that are absolutely critical and fundamental. On the one hand, I would call it cognitive. On the other hand, I would call it cloud. So cloud and cognitive coming together provides a broad range of capabilities to banks in their digitization journey. Now, what do I mean by cognitive? As part of cognitive, I would think of areas like intelligent workflows, advanced analytics and machine learning, robotics, anything to do with mobile technology. It's a combination of those technologies that financial institutions need to bring together in order to radically and materially improve the digitization of their business and their business models and the capabilities that their employees use as they engage with their customers and clients. On the infrastructure front, what we call a hybrid multi-cloud world is going to be the natural world going forward. And cloud provides a powerful set of infrastructure capabilities that helps financial institutions. Now, underlying that are capabilities such as containerization and Kubernetes, but moving to a multi-cloud, hybrid cloud world is going to provide a lot of infrastructure choices for financial institutions. So it's a combination of cognitive and cloud, I would say.
Due to the pandemic, banks were forced to work from home almost overnight. What lessons have they learned, and how might it impact their digital strategies?
Working remotely has become the natural order of the day in today's new normal world. And when I talk to our banking clients, in fact, I was in a work session with about 20 bankers, large and small financial institutions from around the US, it is very clear that their employees have adapted and have adopted their work and home environments and their lifestyles to this new normal in COVID. And actually, about 18 of the 20 bankers in that work session we had said the productivity of their employees have actually increased. There's minimal amount of disruption that's happening, and people are minimizing the amount of commute time, and their work days have actually lengthened. So on the one hand, there is increased productivity, but on the other hand, banks and bankers are worried about the extreme stress that this is creating. So what we are in is likely to be an extended period of a combination of remote working and working in the work environment. And every financial institution I'm aware of is thinking through and working through how to get the balance right, because this extreme productivity we are seeing in the short term is unlikely to be able to be sustained, and they got to get the right balance between work and home in supporting a working environment and a workforce that will likely work remotely for at least a part of their work week for some extended period of time.
Do you think banks have become more willing to embrace the revenue generating opportunities of open banking?
Open banking is something that is a trend that's playing out worldwide, partly as a result of regulators wanting open banking as a capability that opens up the financial services ecosystem to engender greater competition. But it's also something that's being proactively embraced by several financial institutions to give them flexibility, ease of digitization. For example, in the US, there is an organization called BIAN.org, BIAN, that IBM and several other banks are a part of. That's come up with a set of standards that are being adopted by a range of financial institutions to enable them to much more rapidly digitize. Winning for a traditional incumbent bank is going to require them to both leverage the advantages of open banking, APIs, microservices, and capabilities that are available in that open banking ecosystem, but also think about moving beyond their traditional business models to figure out how to co-opt that extended ecosystem to drive greater value to their customers. Incumbency is actually an almost unfair advantage for the traditional banks. Non-traditional competitors are using open banking to go after some of the most profitable parts of their banking franchise. An ecosystem strategy enables banks and financial institutions to take advantage of incumbency to drive value to their customers and therefore to themselves.
How does blockchain fit into the future of banking?
Blockchain as a technology is being adopted in the banking ecosystem at a slower pace than anyone expected over the last 2-3 years. But make no mistake about it. Like Bill Gates has said in the past, this famous quote, we tend to overestimate the impact of a technology in the short term, but underestimate its impact in the long term. Blockchain as a technology is going to have a powerful and profound impact on banking and the financial services ecosystem. So areas like anti-money laundering, know your customer, authentication, trade finance, managing of complex processes when it comes to confirmation, settlement, fulfillment across multiple financial institutions in a financial markets context. And over time, adoption of digital currencies that central banks around the world are looking at. All these processes, all these capabilities are going to be infused with blockchain technology because it provides a powerful technology lever and an accelerator and a catalyst. In instances where multiple parties are required to come together in order to achieve a particular process and ensure its completion.
My final question for you, Shankar. What digital trends will help banks scale and grow in the future?
Digitization enables standardization, simplification, specialization, and the achievement of scale. In many instances, extreme scale. And for an incumbent bank, scale is a natural advantage. And they got to take advantage of all these digitization trends to really, at the end of the day, drive more value to their customers. And what it's going to require them to do is not just digitize front to back in terms of digitization of their customer interface, which is really where most banks and financial institutions started their digitization journey, but they got to do it back to front as well. Fundamentally rethink their processes using intelligent workflows, dramatically simplify the complexity and automation of their traditional processes, because historically processes have evolved on the basis that human beings are going to do a process and you try and bring automation into it. What technology acceleration has done is enabling us to flip that paradigm on its head, in that you can start with the notion that processes and workflows are entirely digital. And then think about the exceptions wherein you need to bring a human a being or a banker or a person operating as a bank agent to drive greater value to their customers. So changing that mindset is going to enable extreme value realization and value creation for banks and their customers. And truthfully, that's the approach that non-traditional competitors are bringing to the banking franchise as they attack the incumbents. And banks, in order to scale their franchise, will have to really take that same approach. Start with, I'm going to digitize my end-to-end process. Now, where can I bring in my banking capability to drive greater value and greater customer intimacy to my customer needs?
Thank you, Shankar, for sharing your thoughts on what banks should focus their resources on to improve their positions in the future. The award methodology is as follows. Winners were chosen from entries evaluated by a world-class panel of digital and banking experts at Infosys, a global leader in consulting, technology, and outsourcing. The editors of Global Finance were responsible for the final selection of all winners. Only banks that entered the competition were considered for awards, and awards were only given in the countries and categories in which there were entries. Winning banks were selected based on the following criteria: strength of strategy for attracting and servicing digital customers, success in getting clients to use digital offerings, growth of digital customers, breadth of product offerings, evidence of tangible benefits gained from digital initiatives, and web mobile site design and functionality. Category winners were selected based on the relative strength and success of those web products and services. For all the winners, these awards offer several important opportunities. Awards properly used enhance employee morale, aid recruitment, and in many cases, present marketing and sales opportunities. And of course, there are personal benefits. Throughout the years, Global Finance's awards have given a strong boost to the careers of many of the people who have positioned their colleagues and their banks to be winners. We are here to assist with all of these opportunities, including use of the award logos. I urge anyone interested in using any Global Finance logos to consult with me first. We also have print, digital, and social marketing tools available to magnify the impact of your award, and I can point you in the right direction for those. What happens after we announce the awards? A full report on the Best Digital Bank Round 1 winners will appear in the September issue of Global Finance. This includes both the print edition as well as the digital edition, which we will be producing for each issue for the duration of the pandemic. It will also be on our website, gfmag.com. Then, in the December issue, we will announce the Round 2 global winners. All Round 1 winners are eligible for consideration at the regional and global levels in Round 2. Good luck to those of you who qualify. To see all Global Finance Digital Bank 2020 Round 1 country and regional subcategory winners, please follow the links provided. Congratulations to all the winners. We look forward to seeing you again in person soon, but until then, please stay safe.